creative director here at Brambleberry, and today we are doing something a little different, a little fun, a lot of fun, and maybe a little bit crazy. We are going to be mixing all of our current fragrance oils. I repeat, all of our current fragrance oils. We have anywhere between, 220 to 240-ish fragrance oils at a time. Right now, we have 223 here on this table currently, but that number does fluctuate a little bit. This crazy idea came to us from one of our awesome viewers who watched our recreation of Sophia's recreation of our video. And Sophia Nygaard, if you're not familiar, she does these really awesome videos where she mixes, all the bath bombs from Lush, all the candles from Bath & Body Works, and creates these like Franken candles, Franken bath bombs. And yeah, one of our followers, viewers, commented and said it would be really fun if you guys did something a la Sophia, where you mixed all of your fragrance oils together. And I read that and I could really not get the idea out of my head. I thought, that sounds really fun. I am so curious what that smells like, and really curious if that fragrance will work well in cold process soap, candles, if pretty much anything. So the first step is to get mixing. So what I'm going to do is put all of these categories into individual containers. I am going to just pour each bottle into each. Hopefully I have enough room. According to my calculations, we should be good, and we will go from there. Ooh, Lush Succulent. That is one of my favorites. And I think I'm going to transfer this to a different container because I definitely grabbed the wrong one for this category, so. All right, one down. What are we at? That felt really fast.
Like 7 minutes?
7 minutes? Boom. Okay, so, okay, it is interesting. I was really curious how, each of these categories, like how they were gonna smell. I'm gonna give this just like a little stir, but right off the bat, I'm getting a lot of peppermint, a lot of mint, which makes sense. That's a really strong fragrance note. Yeah, it's really minty. Peppermint, and I would say maybe a little bit of like fir. All right, 1 down, 5 to go. We will move on to the second category. Hopefully I grabbed the, I think we should be good with this container. And this is our vanilla kind of foodie fragrances. Ooh, espresso. Okay, that actually is like one of my favorites. For reals.
Sure, I'll believe you.
Yeah. That espresso, that coffee, there's a couple different coffees. There's the espresso and Turkish mocha. Yeah, this one's a little gross, honestly. So I'm getting a little bit of that mint in there too, and the combination of that and the espresso is really bizarre. Would not recommend that one. Okay. So our third category are the fruity fragrances, which are total crowd pleasers. Everyone loves, a good kind of sweet, fruity scent. It makes sense why it's one of our biggest categories. So all these fragrances here, we did not pull our essential oils. So this is, just to clarify, only our fragrance oils. And the difference between an essential oil and a fragrance oil is fragrances are synthetic, where essential oils are derived from nature. And last but not least, Southern Peach. Ooh, Ooh, that was a cool end. That was a pretty color. So just mixing these together. All right, let's see what we think of this. Well, I think you'll be shocked. It's fruity. Yeah, I mean, this one actually smells really good. It's definitely citrusy. I get a lot of orange, lemon, but it's not like overly sweet. It's not, I was kind of expecting it to maybe be a little like cough syrupy, but this is actually really nice. Get a little mango. Yum. Okay, my favorite florals. My favorite kind of scent. Ooh, lilac. Okay, that, one of my favorites. Another rose. This one's wild rose. One of my favorite roses. Definitely a little bit of lavender. A little bit of maybe some powdery notes too, which maybe is coming from that English rose. Not amazing, not bad. Again, no surprise. All of these notes do kind of become a little bit muddled. But yeah, definitely rose, lavender. So this scent family is kind of the more woodsy or, stereotypical masculine scents. This also has a lot of, this is amber, so a lot of amber notes, for example, or a lot of musk, that kind of thing. Ooh, okay. Birchwood Oud, another favorite, highly recommend. Kind of a mahogany, really rich, kind of almost like little whiskey notes. Yeah, that's actually really nice. I like that one a lot. All right, last but not least, our little category of seasonal holiday fragrances. Arguably, this could, a lot of these could have been put into other categories, but I don't know. I thought, why not? Let's give them their own container, see what they smell like. Christmas Forest. Those kind of foresty green scents. Those are some of my favorites. Ooh, Lingonberry Spice. Probably actually my favorite of all of our seasonal, kind of more holiday fragrances. I think that one could definitely be good year round. We are gonna go right to the tippy top here. Let's see, what's our last one? Frankincense and Myrrh. Ooh, it's kind of funny how I feel like the last couple of these have been really nice dark fragrance oils. Haven't smelled that one in a while, it's nice. All right, so that was all 223 fragrances in under 40 minutes. All right, we'll give this last one a stir, see what we think. I definitely get that fresh snow. And of course, pumpkin spice, the cinnamon notes. Yeah, I definitely get, surprisingly, that fresh snow is a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be. I really thought it was going to be very vanilla pumpkin, but it's actually kind of a really good blend of, heavier things with kind of more foresty and fresh notes. Okay, so now that we have all of the categories mixed individually, we are going to put them all into the big master batch. So this is the only container that we had here at the studio that would hold all of this fragrance. Apologies that you can't really see maybe what's going on, but it's a bunch of fragrance getting poured. This is so much fragrance oil, but it is such a big pot. It's like down here. So it's like, oh, maybe it doesn't feel like so much, but it is about 7 pounds of fragrance, which is kind of crazy. That is wonderfully bizarre. I kind of get a little bit of that espresso, that coffee. Such a strong fragrance oil. But yeah, I feel like the florals are pretty much gone, or at least I can't really pick anything out in particular. It's like a sweet, maybe kind of minty fresh coffee, espresso. I can't wait to see what Anne-Marie thinks of this. I'm really curious to see what the rest of the team thinks. I'm gonna put this into individual bottles and give that to the team who's working from home and see what they think. And I'm really curious to see what everyone picks up because everybody's nose is so different and there are a lot of things happening in this pot. Yeah, it like, I wouldn't call it good, but I wouldn't call it bad. It's bizarre, it's weird.
What do you think it would smell like?
Coconut.
Like coconut.
Pretty floral and fruity, heavy.
Floral or fruity, just because we have so many of those scents. So something rosy, maybe something orangey.
It's strong.
Whoa. Wow, that is... Okay.
Mmm.
You like it?
There's definitely something pungent in there.
That smells just like when I walk into work.
I think I'm getting some amberwood and like musk notes. It's like a very deep undertone.
It's like if a middle school boy got drenched in orange juice and mint.
Yeah, kind of coconut.
Coconut stuff.
When you are walking into the Brambleberry warehouse, this is exactly what it smells like.
But I like it. I am not mad at this Brambleberry Ultimate Blend.
So, do you like it?
Yes.
Yeah?
So I have portioned off some of our master batch fragrance oil, about 2.6 ounces here, along with some of our Lots of Lather Quick Mix. So we are going to see how this scent behaves in cold process soap. I have super fatted at our standard 5% is usually what we do, and I have not done any water discount just to see really how it behaves. So I am all suited up for safety, got gloves on, got goggles on, long sleeves, closed toes, and we are ready. I'm gonna give my stick blender a little bit of a burp, get all those air bubbles out. Pour in our lye. And I'm gonna bring this to a pretty thin trace and then just whisk in the fragrance. Just a little bit is all right. I know this soap is not gonna separate if I were to pour it into the mold, so we are good. And now for the big moment, I am excited. All of our fragrances are tested to work in cold process on their own, but we just mixed thousands of aroma chemicals together, so it is possible this could make a really ugly batch of soap. Let's see. Slowly stirring, so I'm noticing maybe a little bit of a color change initially. Nothing extreme though. I'm just gonna continue to just whisk this for maybe a minute or so. I just wanna see if we really get any acceleration. But right off the bat, it's doing pretty well. It's not immediately seizing or ricing or turning into, soap on a stick. I I feel like it got a little bit of a yellow, maybe, I mean, you know, it's always naturally yellow, but maybe a little bit more of a yellow color. Could be these goggles, but I almost feel like it has like, almost a little bit of like a green tinge. I have to say I'm surprised, not surprised, right? Like all of our fragrances work really well in cold process, but I really kind of assumed that maybe, you know, just mixing all of those chemicals together would create something that wouldn't behave well. So I am pleasantly surprised that this is behaving really pretty well. So I feel like maybe we're at a really light medium trace. Like I'm getting some resistance as I'm whisking, but I'm not really getting trailings on top, maybe just a little bit. So I'm just gonna give it like 1 or 2 pulses. Because sometimes that can really just like activate acceleration if it's in there. Yeah, love that texture so much. But I think that I'm gonna actually just like stick blend this to like a nice thick consistency so I can get a nice texture on top. Since I didn't really do anything color-wise, I'm not planning on swirling this, but a nice texture on top will make it look really nice. Not bad, not bad. I will say, looking at this color going into the mold, it doesn't have any, you know, titanium dioxide, so I'm trying to keep that in mind, but I do feel like this will definitely darken and discolor, which is to be expected. Really get every little bit. Yeah, so I mean, it's thick, but I did stick blend it quite a bit. Just get any air bubbles out of there. Just gonna even this out a little bit first and then just create a little texture on top. I'm really curious how this is gonna discolor over the next few days. Today is a Friday, so I'm excited to give it the weekend to see what it looks like. Just a little texture. Cool. This is like, I really love the way this looks, but I could play with this all day. This is like the perfect soap consistency to me. Huh. Nice. I am kind of shocked. All right, so I'm going to, I think I'll actually put this on a heating pad just to speed up the saponification process, and we will check back on it in a couple days.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait. Actually, I can wait. I'm a little scared to see what this smells like. The idea of blending all of the fragrances together at Brambleberry was not my idea, but now that it's done, what am I predicting? We have so many fruity florals and citrus. We're really, really big onto citrus, but I don't think the citrus is going to come out that strongly. I think it's going to be more of our base notes. So like the cinnamons and the chocolates and the coffees. All right, here we go.
Ready?
I'm ready. Okay. It's your turn. Oh, okay. I feel very good about this now. It is basically coffees and chocolates and vanilla, and it is the base notes, which makes total sense, right? Like if you add a bunch of fragrances together that have floral and citruses, those are going to waft off the top, and then you are going to be left with your base notes. So, you know, it's not like a fragrance I would choose on purpose, but it's not terrible. I can't wait to smell it in soap. Okay, so here is our soap. Beautiful texture. Kudos to the soap maker, Amanda, who did this. It smells a little different in here. It smells a little more fresh. I'm getting more ozone notes, interestingly enough, than in here where I'm getting those kind of coffee and those base notes. But once it's cut, I'm really curious to see what this cures out at. Because really any soap maker knows that what you smell to start with is often not what you end up with. So that's why test batches are so important. I am astounded at how good this soap looks. I would have expected some ricing or some acceleration, but this looks good. So I'm gonna give this a quick cut now. I'm using a non-serrated knife and eyeballing it. You could, of course, use our wire cutter to cut this entire loaf to get it even more even. And it's exactly what I would expect for a discoloring, sort of discoloring fragrance, right? The outside, which has been exposed to a little more oxygen, darker brown. Inside, still that light ivory. It is going to discolor to this color for the whole entire batch, which makes sense, right? It's every single fragrance Brambleberry carries, all the vanillas, all the chocolate, all the coffees, all of those discoloring fragrances. And then inside, I am definitely getting more florals than I was getting and more fruits, maybe some cherries. Really curious to see what this cures out to. So now this fragrance and some of these bars of soap are going out into the world to get other soap makers' takes on the fragrance and also, of course, what the bars of soap are. And I cannot wait to see what everybody else thinks.
I think it's going to have some floral notes and some sea notes.
I was expecting like a manly scent, maybe like leather or I don't know.
This fragrance is going to be very fruity with a little bit of like bakery sweetness. I don't know, that's my prediction.
Oh wow, I actually pick up a maple. Maple!
I don't know what, I'm so confused.
There is a floral there and it's familiar, but I can't tell you which one it is that they have in their collection.
It smells like a sun and sand type fragrance, like suntan lotion and like clean cotton smell. It smells good.
There's a lot of like an ocean smell in there, some sort of a clean note, and also coffee. And I keep getting like a teeny tiny bit of sweet, but I was way off. This is not a fruit smell.
It's nice, actually. It's actually really nice for mixed up fragrance.
But it smells good and summery and it smells yummy and I definitely would buy it.
I can't get enough of it. I cannot stop smelling this. This is honestly so bizarre.
If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up below. Or if you mix every single fragrance you own together and make a bar of soap, please make sure you're hashtagging it Bramble on so we can see what you create, we can see what you are doing, because it really does inspire us. Until next time, happy soaping.
This is
Island. I'm 5.
I finally found someone to share my love. I'm listening.